What is up, everybody? I'm No Lux Given, back with some more Fairytale Fables. I don't think that I ever showcased this game on the channel. I think I played it on my phone sometimes. Then when you load up the game on PC, it brings it up. But this was a crazy game with a bunch of good boys, all with some fire runes and then some proud corgis in the back line. That went pretty well for me. Let's see if we can get another good one here today. There was just a small little patch. Well, I don't actually know how big it was. I didn't really read through it. I honestly don't really care about it. I don't think that I know the game well enough to care about when things change, really. For the most part, I did see that there are a few new pieces of artwork, which I believe, yeah, I mean, it says art by, and then there's a name here. There's an artist name. So we are getting some actual artwork in the game that isn't just AI artwork. I've got mixed feelings on it, to be honest. I don't want to start off the video negatively. I almost actually feel like, in a weird way, it's too soon, because in my opinion, I just feel like there's a lot of... I'll leave it for now. Maybe deeper into the video we'll get into it. I guess I will bring it up in this way. So, new character, Kiv the Resolute. 7-5, level 5, good royal mage, ranged boost 5-1. When a royal I am boosting is attacked and killed, I attack. Okay, interesting mechanic. Who the heck is Kiv the Resolute? Is this something I'm supposed to know? Do y'all know who Kiv the Resolute is? Is this a reference to a player? Is this a Shakespearean character? Is this an actual old king or something? Now, that's not totally on the devs if I don't understand what this is a reference to. But I don't get it. And that, I think, is a pretty good summation of what I think is awkward about Fairytale Fables. But I'm noticing this now here. One thing is that... Oh no, I have to re-click the real time. Okay, so I was on async there. So I can get to... Or I don't... Chaos is not something that I have access to. I've actually never played it. But apparently now you have to unlock Chaos Mode, which is probably a good way to ease players into it. It does mean that less players are then going to be able to participate in it, which probably doesn't help the Chaos queues. But it means that we have less choices that we're presented with when we load up Fairytale Fables for the first time, which is good because there were 4 game modes and I was only trying one of them. Most of the time, or 2 of them. So now we've got 2 game modes, and we are going to pick the one of them. We're going to go for real-time play, try to get this rating up. I don't think we'll hit 5,200 this month. I don't even think we'll hit it next month. It just is like a... It's something to chase down, right? It does seem like, with the fact that my asynchronous rating is at exactly 1,000. That might have reset down to 1,000 as well, or I just got first place in the 10 games that I played in asynchronous mode. Either of those are definitely possible. I actually don't remember getting anything but first in synchronous mode either, to be honest, but maybe that happened at some point. I'm not sure. Anyways, I'm not convinced that I will ever get to 5,200, but at the very least, the idea that it is something that we could potentially be chasing does give me a little bit more motivation as something to chase after here. I also just noticed that there are 2 different crowns. There's crowns, and then there's also this trophy symbol here on the leaderboard. 2 different just pieces of iconography there. So that's kind of interesting. I would definitely like to get involved with tournaments and things. But I think for now, I'm just playing this game and just like kind of having fun and exploring. And I don't want to get it wrong. Like, I still am having fun. I'm still enjoying my time that I am playing with the game. So the first time that you reach level 3, select a level 4 treasure. Oh, okay, I thought it was the other way around for a second. No, on turn 3, you get a level 4 treasure. That is not bad. I do like that the Trophy Hunter also starts out with an extra attack, which is pretty huge for a hero that also has pretty powerful endgame applications of triggering 2 slays in additional time. I honestly think that either of these are pretty good. I think that I like the Trophy Hunter, and I don't believe that I played Trophy Hunter yet on a video. I believe I played it off video. So this seems like a good opportunity to play it again. I do like Short Sword, both with Trophy Hunter and with already having a Slay character, but I think I'm going to roll and just try to hit another Young Parrot. I also don't hate Elementary Insight as a good spell to cast on turn 2, but then the rest of the turn would seem a little bit mediocre. I mean, I'm going to want to put something in my hand for Young Parrot to buff up, which is part of why Trophy Hunter benefits with this additional attack, because then you can play a character down on your early fights because you'll be able to make that back up with your hero power. So here I could just see putting a minor potion on the parrot and then holding on to a cat angel. And I think that that will probably be the play, just to ensure that we get to spend our gold efficiently here. Now we wind up rolling into something that would have been much better, a Smiling Sprout and a Short Sword, in addition to a Demon's Deal here that we're not able to cast because we took the cat, so we lose a little bit of econ, but I think that this is fine. I think we will lock onto this as well for Smiling Sprout and Baby Monkey being pretty reasonable pickups to play next turn, and then Demon's Deal also allowing me to grab that Short Sword coming up here. We lose the fight, but then our hero attack gets to tie it up, so not really super risky there, like I was saying. And now I will pick up this. We are with the weapon, like we could have taken the Dwarfy, but the Baby Monkey is just as big, and we already knew what we were doing this turn, so we are able to ready up immediately. I'm going to take a look at the names of the other players in the lobby, see if we recognize any other names. Though, if we recognize names, it's probably a ghost at that point, and not a real player, because most players have played more than I have. I also realized I did not use my free roll on the turn, so kind of a mistake there, but not going to be a huge deal ultimately. And we actually, oh no, we do not grab a win. This guy's got a bunch of extra attacks as well to start off. So another parrot is probably good for the remaining energy, or remaining 2 gold, rather. And crew member is pretty good with the parrots too. But I think I want to put crew member in the back, and the reason for that is we could also exchange the Short Sword for a minor potion, but I don't think I'm going to go for that, and I don't think I'm going to lock on a Baby Monkey either. Fishing Rod is the new spell that was added. Give a character Slay, steal a exact copy of the slain enemy, and remove this ability. Pretty reasonable when we get to double up on slays to grab a Fishing Rod. So this might be something that I want to consider. Plus exact copy, I think we'll lock here, and we will potentially experiment with the new Fishing Rod. Just noticed that my camera is frozen. Don't know how long ago that happened, but apologies. I will just take that off the screen for the time being. Not really going to mess around with it here either. I don't think that the people watching the Fairytale Fables videos, they're past the point of needing a webcam. I feel like y'all already know the deal at this point, so I feel like maybe could potentially care less. Wow, that's a big tree. That's a big tree. This is one of the cards that now has real art on it as well. The Smiling Sprout, done by, well, I don't know his name. I'm not going to pretend like I do. Let's take a look at this. Okay, it looks like we've got multiple things in the back line that we could attack and kill. Not that this is, like, great. Not that those are, like, great things to steal. Huh. Yeah, those aren't really great things to steal. You know what? I'm over it. Just as quickly, I am already over it. So I do, however, like the crew members and pirate gunners. I like them less once it becomes random which things we start buffing up, but I think that this is a fine pickup for this turn and will transition us later on here. I'm curious if, as we summon things from our hand, I believe as we summon them, we are no longer then able to pump them up with our pirate gunner and young parrot, but I wonder if that also shrinks the baby monkey. It very well could. So let's see. Okay, it didn't. The order meant that it was irrelevant there, but we're going to wind up winning this fight regardless, though if their hero can attack and kill the pirate gunner, that is fine. We will actually still get a win here with the summoned cat angel dealing some damage to my opponent. So not all is lost there. Let's triple up the crew member, I think. That will allow us to summon 2 characters with 1, and this has the word slay on it, so I don't think I'm going to... I don't think I'm going to care about what anything else says. I do kind of like Magical Fox, especially with Slay Moon. That means we've got Slay... +6/+6 off the first attack. That will definitely scale better than Young Parrot does. And I think this will be a good character to throw in here. So let's try this, and let's even just try going all out on Magical Fox. This is 3.2 right now, so that makes this a little bit awkward. But I think that this is still strong. We'll throw in our free roll there to finish off. And that'll be all she wrote. We'll jump back in the fight. I'm not sure if the Bloom ability triggers while this card is in your hand or not. But we're growing it off the parrot regardless, so I'm not going to stress out about it. Magical Fox does not find the 50-50 to slay there, unfortunately, but we will still have a pretty strong board just with this crew member and pirate gunner backline. So it is all going to work out here appropriately, and that should get us a nice little victory. Cool. Do we even lose any of them? Nope, we do not. So get to hit my opponent for 5 there. As we move into level 4. Now, level 4 has some big pickups for Slay. It's got some mermaids, but it also has a trio of fluffs here. I don't even know if that's good. A trio of fluffs means that we're not going to be able to triple all of them. Maybe could have kept a parrot in my hand, sold off a cat angel at some point. I'm sorry. I don't know if I said the right thing here. I think I got distracted. What I meant to say is that I don't want to triple it because then I have less fluffs. But I think it will have a dying breath your fluffs have +4/+1. And what I'm kind of excited about is one of the fluffs gives you a slay ability. Let's see. No, it's the level 6 one. The level 6 fluff, all your fluffs have slay, trigger my dying breath. So that's kind of interesting. I don't think it's the most powerful use of Trophy Hunter. Let's roll, see what we can come up with the remaining time left in the turn. All right, I'll try my net, and then Radiant Fairy is also pretty reasonable to put additional stats onto. Maybe we could try that, and I mean, the monkey is not that good at this point, so I probably want to sell that off. It's weird because, like, you want to keep some of your best characters in your hand, so that way they get your buffs, but you also want to play some of your best characters, so that way, like, I don't know. And then like you're summoning some things from your hand. You want to not have your best cards. I'm sorry, you want to not have your worst cards receive your buffs, because then they're taking the buffs away from the other things that you actually want to get them. So kind of a silly catch-22 of sorts. Here's the Little Mermaid, slay +2/+2 permanently. I do think I'm going to need something bigger and better to support eventually. But for right now, this is fine. And like, maybe even we do try to get Radiant Fairy in. I do definitely need to make crew member work, because that is worth it for sure. I like Radiant Fairy. I don't hate calling it, but I don't love it either. This is kind of what I'm feeling right now. And then like maybe even something like this. Do no hand buff and just go Radiant Fairy, Monkey. I also don't hate Pirate Gunner and pumping up Radiant Fairy that way. I think we can probably win this fight if we do this. I don't think Radiant Fairy will slay, but getting the +2/+2 could still be somewhat reasonable. We could do this too. It's probably better to just play like this. Maybe we just do it like this. I don't like summoning a pair of Radiant Fairies though. So maybe we play like this and... Oh, I just shrunk my monkey. Just realized. Alrighty. So maybe didn't want to shrink my monkey like that. But I think we should still have enough stats to activate the spell of the character that's currently in my hand. Looking big enough right now. Get some additional stats here off of these slays, and that's a good attack too, to keep the Little Mermaid alive and potentially have that do something fun in the future. Pirate Gunner now gets to fire off an attack, and this should be a win, although losing my ranged character might make this a tie. Oh, it's a tie. That is awkward. Yeah, Radiant Fairy being the last one alive meant that it was a tie. Any other scenario, and that was looking like a win. Oh well. We'll pick up a triple for Radiant Fairy here now, and maybe get that slaying. That could definitely be possible. An extra character of your level seems better at this stage in the game. So let's pick that up. Wow, this guy got big. Magical Fox got big because it did this slay twice, and this slay twice, and then Slay Moon for each of those. And while that is really cool, I would love to start growing a Radiant Fairy here. It looks like there's a reasonable opportunity to do so this turn. So I'm going to try to make that happen. I'm going to try to make a little bit of magic happen here with that. I think I will just play this. Duelist is fine. I mean, we already have the crew member tripled, so I think that's fine. This is a pretty strong board. Oh, and the fact that we tied the fight means that we also did not keep the Radiant Fairy bonus. I don't hate this just because giving it more attack could make it slay, though it being good is obviously more powerful. It's a little bit late for this now at level 4.2. Grab a chair. Think I will just cap off with another Radiant Fairy. Think that that's fine, and we'll hope to get a little bit luckier on the attack order, but I don't have to win this combat. It's just fine if I do. The next turn, we get to start picking up the Baba Yaga variant in this game. Ooh, only one chance to slay there, so not going to happen. Instead, Smiling Sprout is going to slay a few times here, and then the Magical Fox also not going to slay. So a little bit awkward, but I think the Smiling Sprout will just bring us home regardless, and it shouldn't matter too much. Gunner gonna be able to get in there, and then we'll take out the Guardian Angel. Yeah, nobody's taking out the Smiling Sprout, and eventually we will just transfer all of these stats onto my upgraded Radiant Fairy, which is part of the reason that I do like the Smiling Sprout at this point. This thing immediately activates if we put it in the first slot, and it is able to slay, so that seems like a no-brainer. Could also see just pumping it up with Sir Galahad. I think that might be strong as well. And throwing this on it, all of those things will guarantee we get a slay, which seems like a pretty good deal to me. I could gain 3 XP. Meh, I think I'll take another Galahad. How many things do I have to sell for that? 1, 2, 3... 4. I think I'm selling off crew member here. Don't want to sell out of spider though, so that does make things a little bit tricky. I don't really want to sell out of Radiant Fairy because I feel like that hits a lot of endgame boards. As you can see, I'm kind of building towards the comp that I played last game. Might just have to lock onto Sir Galahad here. Might not be any great way to pick it up. So yeah, let's just lock and ready up, and we want crew member probably to summon Radiant Fairy, though I feel like we could do this as well and be pretty happy with that. And might as well throw the short sword right there. I would like to have Radiant Fairy have a chance to slay here, especially since it could actually slay. But I want Kleck Norris to attack and give me a tier 5 treasure right off the rip. So I think that this is unfortunately what I have to do, since Little Mermaid's only going to boost 2 things. You know what? I'm actually just going to roll again. Can I? I wanted a Sea Witch, and I actually rolled into double Sea Witch, so I'm really, really happy with that roll. That will give me just a lot more slays over this whole front line, and I think that that seems really strong. Kleck is looking to also give me a tier 5 treasure, which could go absolutely nutty here as well. So this is looking really strong. The friendly spirit-esque thing went on Galahad, so that is going to pump him up and deliver me a win as we summon in a few more things to deal my opponent a little bit more damage at the end of this fight here. They had 40 power worth of attacks, but we were still able to deal some damage, so that's nice. All right, now we get a tier 5 treasure. Your slays trigger an additional time. Easy, easy. Don't even have to read the other 2, and I'll be honest, I did not read the other 2. I'm about to grab a sip of water here, so I'll grab that. I still don't hate. I kind of want to get this Radiant Fairy in first. Is there any chance it slays? Oh, baby. Oh, baby, do you know what that's worth? Heaven about to be a place on earth with this one. I don't even think we need another Galahad, but I kind of like picking up the pairs. But at the same time, we got the Crescent Blade already. So I do think that there is a level 5 treasure that your boosts affect everything. That's kind of what I'm playing for, to be honest. Even though I'm not convinced that we need it. I think I'm over crew member. I think that it's just not going to be easily fitting in on the board. And then I'm just deciding if I want another Radiant Fairy. But honestly, I'm thinking no. I'm thinking I just pick up a second Galahad. Question is, do I play 1 or 2 Galahads? With the potential to just like throw in a Happy Little Tree. That could also be good. And could also just throw in Radiant Fairy for the ability for that to pick up the Galahad buff. But I think just playing a 38-42 is probably where I want to be. Let me see if I even want to cast this spell. Yeah, I can get away with this. It doesn't really do anything. It could actually grief me a little bit by killing a cat that Radiant Fairy would otherwise kill if my opponent picks up like some smaller stuff, but everything in their shop has +2/+2. So it seems like this is not going to kill anything that Radiant Fairy would have otherwise been able to eat, and they kill my Radiant Fairy. That is such a bummer. That means Kleck is going to go nuts, though. So I guess that is a fair consolation prize. Kleck might even survive an entire go-round on this board. I see that being very possible. Just depends, like, if these things can attack here, or if we can buffer my opponent's attacks with these baby cats. All of this seems very, very possible, though, that Kleck gets another pair of sleighs. No, they're going to attack into this now. Bummer. Unfortunate, but Kleck still being huge is pretty cool, and it does seem like we will play more into the sleigh build than into the good boy build here. So one more turn until we are level 6. Proud Corgi is good for the good boy build that I just showed off, but with this slaying and this not slaying, I do think we're probably going to find ourselves in this direction, at which point I probably want Brave Little Tailors as backup plans, and picking up a pair of those right now is maybe one of the best uses that I can do with a 5.2. So I think I'm going to grab them, roll once, and triple Sir Galahad. I also have the ability to take all of the stats from Smiling Sprout now and put them onto this Radiant Fairy, which is a pretty good hedge. I do like the idea of tripling Sir Galahad, getting another tier 5 treasure, but if we can make this Radiant Fairy go sicko mode, I mean, I also kind of am interested in taking all of the stats from Kleck and putting them onto Radiant Fairy, but we're just too well set up to continue to grow this Kleck. So I do think I'm going to eat the tree and put that on the fairy. I like Try My Net, but oh, we can get rid of... this is good if this pops off. Alright, I think I gotta get rid of this. Make a big Radiant Fairy, get Kleck in there, and then from this point we probably just play a Spider as our last character. And I'm just gonna ready up. I'll find these eventually. I wanna find Jormungand, and I want my gold to go towards that once I hit 6. So I'm ready to ready up here. I could see looking for some of those, I think they might be called Cupid in this game. Oh, this thing, Ares, right? Hermes, yeah. I could definitely see wanting some Hermes, as that gives some nice big sleighs to the start of the game, but we are gonna get our sleighs on the Radiant Fairy here for the first time, and that's gonna give Radiant Fairy a bunch of stats, and Kleck is gonna gain a bunch of stats here as well. So that is a pretty good start towards the end game, I believe. Should be able to help us clean some things up nicely. And we'll see where it goes from there. If we can find some Jormungand, I would like another Sea Witch, and I will triple the Sir Galahad as well if it comes up soon. Good Boy's also cool, but I just don't think I want to spend the time to investing in it. I mean, I guess I don't really have to. If I just pick up a Good Boy, I can give it all of either of these stats with that spell. That spell is really busted, and I've taken full advantage of it. It does cost 1 more now with the newest update, but I think I'm into it, y'all. So let's grab that. Phoenix is good with the Good Boy, but I'm gonna wait till I have the Good Boy big, and now I have the Good Boy big. Alrighty, so I think we just go max big Good Boy, and then a pair of Galahads, and we'll figure out the rest later. Boom. That's insane. Did I eat my weapon? I did not, no. Okay. So this looks good. My wearer gains Slay +1/+1 permanently. It is probably good to give more Good Boy, Good Boy more Slays. I'd like to make these things good in the back line here. And I don't think I care about this weapon. I think I care about hanging onto the Spider a little bit more. Even though we've now gone into a good comp, the scam backups I think could still be pretty strong. And yeah, I think that this is something really, really powerful that you can be doing right now in Fairytale Fables. I think that the spell where you eat all of your stats from something just give a massive, massive payoff from some of these scaling tempo units that you can pick up earlier on. And now Good Boy gets +60 out of that interaction. All we have to do now is look to pick up another good boy, and I don't think that we can really be beaten. The downside here is going to be the fact that good boy is too strong that it is never dying, but that's a fine problem to have as we take out Aladdin and move potentially onto the finals. Maybe a quick video here. No, not the finals just yet. The top 4. So this is an interesting character because it gives your good characters Slay. Which can go crazy. Yeah, I mean, this is big enough. We'll figure it out. I want an extra cash. We need to find angels that are not Angelic Commander. We can give good boy... Oh, that's plus 14. I was thinking it was the double attack one. That would be pretty nuts right now. Your front row boosters boost all your back row. Not super interested in that one. Is this an angel? No, that's a neutral fairy. It's a good royal. Is this an angel? No, it's also a good royal. Receive boosts 1x time. I'm not even playing any boosts. It's kind of the awkward thing about some of the boost strategies in this game. A few of these are all just auras. +1/+1 for each good character on your starting board, and will be an angel. It's probably worth picking it up just for being an angel, so I will. Do want to get one more angel in here. The first 3 times one of your other angels dies, revive them with 50% HP. Okay, so we're going to pick up Archangel next turn, which should make us go crazy. There is also a Jormungand here, which is probably a better direction, but this seems more fun, so we'll play this route. There is also a Circe's Cup here, too. I think we can cut the Galahad pretty easily, and honestly could even cut Radiant Fairy, but for now we are just going to do angel things. Is this the... Oh, no. This is not a high-level build here. So we gave this a decent amount of stats. I guess Angelic Commander actually needs to receive the good boy buff for this to be super crazy. Okay. Maybe we will go... I mean, this is strong, but it's not stronger than what we were already doing. Maybe I will just play Jormungand next turn. I'm not sure. This is obviously quite powerful. I don't know. I see a few different routes to go with this. You need a bunch of stats on Angelic Commander, which means I actually want to take the Radiant Fairy stats and throw them on her. I think I'm over the Try My Net at the very least. I could see the Brave Little Trader making a reappearance, but I honestly am kind of interested in just how crazy we can get this Jormungand to go, because we've got the perfect treasure setups for it. So I think I am just going to go that route, even if it is a little bit of a reversal of what I was already rocking with. So yeah, Try My Net's gone. Let's pick up Woman in the Moon, and let's roll. We can upgrade. That is probably worth doing on really anything. And I think I will do that on... I mean, the only way that this loses is if Good Boy gets scammed. So, let's go all in. Yeah, let's go all in. Sell off. Oh, I already sold off, so I can just do this and ready up. I mean, that's a 200 something Good Boy. That's awesome. So let's just rock with that and see what we can make happen. I possibly could have just put a Medusa in as character 1 here as well, because that has easy slays, but I ain't no punk. There we go. They attacked into Good Boy, which is actually ideal for me because it now means Good Boy is closer to dying. Even though it's not going to die, it's going to pump up the Jormungand and survive. And their back protector also survives, but now Jormungand gets to do his thing. That's going to triple up to... Oh no, it only goes up to 400 off of that. I thought it was going to get much higher with all of the slays, but no matter, it is still going to be no match for my Good Boy Jormungand combo here. Woman in the Moon, sorry. Sorry, woman. Alright, another Good Boy, pretty powerful. Another Little Mermaid, pretty good too, but not super important. I mean, I'll certainly take another Good Boy. Even though I'm not, like, convinced that I need it. So what do I actually want? I maybe want to triple the Sea Witch or the Galahad. Like, maybe. I kind of want to make both of these things good. Transform a character into a surprise character of the same level. Give it +3/+3 permanently. Not what I'm looking for. Here's the triple on Sea Witch. I'll take that rather than using Ascendance on it. And I do not believe I need any of these things. I think I prefer the Weird Compass to any of these things, but... I mean, this opponent just looks like they're doing nothing. So, yeah, let's skip. That gives me the opportunity to still fill out this board a little bit more. Just a wee little bit more. Which could be fun. And... I don't know, like, that even could be good. I feel like I want to slate with Good Boy, though. Why not, right? I want the spider in again. That's funny. I mean, this is also quite strong. Let's roll it down real quick and find another... Never mind, another Sea Witch. I was going to say let's find another Jormungand, but this is also really good. Don't need that. I'll lock for this, I suppose, and pick up this. Oh, there's also a Sea Witch here that I maybe could have thrown in, but this isn't going to matter. I'm going to win this fight, I think, pretty effortlessly here. And that'll be all she wrote. Oh, they take out Medusa with a pre-combat hit there. That's awkward, but they will not be able to take out my Woman in the Moon. And this silly hodgepodge of a board will get it done, and we are one step closer. Oh, I guess we don't know what's in there. Okay, it's nothing. Now, we are one step closer to getting to 5,200 rating, which still seems like it is a decent amount away. But with another victory, we are getting there. That's going to be it for me today. Thank you guys very much for watching. I'm No Lux Given. Peace.